It is Monday. It is 1 p.m. It is time for the Monday message. Guys, so excited to be chatting with everybody today. Off to San Diego tomorrow. We've got the boot camp coming up here at the office this weekend. If you haven't made the decision to get here, let today be the day. Let today be the day you make the decision. It's going to be great, small, like intense time. Like I'm just telling you, if you want to come spend time around some winners in a concentrated environment, I'm telling you that just be here this Saturday. Figure it out. Figure it out. Just get yourself here. I'm just telling you, it is going to be so good. The content, I'm working on that today, getting the agenda out to all my leaders. They've sent me stuff they're passionate about and want to talk about, and I'm loving it. This is going to be an awesome boot camp this weekend. So fantastic week ahead of us. What I'm going to share with you today is all about your daily agenda because here's the thing. The difference between winning and losing is not busyness. The difference between winning and losing is not being busy. It's being busy in a right way. And I'm going to cover that with our content today. Omar is going to show you how to get an extra $1,000 in your pocket. You can do it by the end of the day if you wanted. I'm just telling you, you could do this by the end of the day. And end of business tomorrow at the latest. I'm just telling you, it's a free $1,000. And on top of that, you get to keep all the commissions. Here's what's crazy. Everybody could write $10,000 a week if they just focused on it. But there'll be people write $10,000 this week simply to get that extra $1,000, which is crazy. Because I mean, that's like finding yourself the difference in pay every week by not doing it. I'm just telling you, I love that. Stuff like this gets me excited. But let's get into our leaderboards before we get into our content. All right, let's start with all producers over 1,000. We go with Chantel. We got Kevon, Sana. We got Hope. I always forget to reduce my face on there. Now I can see it all. We got Michaela. We got Lakeisha, Chrissy, Elizabeth, Sydney. We got Eli. We got Brian Allendorf out there in San Diego. Jude, Jessica Rasmussen, Jeremico Edwards, Brianna, Mallory Barnes there. Misha Marsh. Look at Misha Marsh coming in too. I like it. It was great seeing that whole crew in Detroit a couple weeks ago. Looking forward to going back into the month too. Excited about that meeting. Patrick, sorry, I didn't mean to skip you, Patrick. Mercedes, we got Mercedes going to be at the boot camp. I'm excited to spend some time with her. You need to spend time around Mercedes. Come to the boot camp to spend time around Mercedes because she's a fighter. I'm just telling you, I like being around fighters. I don't like hanging around wusses because they just drive me crazy with their little wussy talk and their little wussy complaints and their little wussy, explanations of everything and why it didn't work. Right? I love spending time around fighters. That gets me fired up. Can't wait to spend time with you, Mercedes. We got Rachel Hernandez. We got Jeanette. We got Logan, Marissa, Mark Hutchison. We got Aaron Wilson, Mike Guerra, Cleo. Way to go, Cleo. We got Janet, Andre, Haley. We got Henry. Mimi Ramiro coming in $6,603. Rogers and Kim coming in $7,108 last week. Let's look at our top 5 from last week. Top 5 from last week, Mr. Tom Payne. Way to go, Tom. $7,745.72. I put in 2 applications for $8,138.62 last week. David Helgeson, $12,631.14 across 11 applications. We got Chris. Chris coming in. Do we have Chris's last name over there in the studio? No, we don't. I need to find his last name. I need to reach out to him. That's awesome. Chris, 4 applications, $19,518.96. Way to go, Chris. Number 1 last week. Mr. Adam Burrs, 6 applications, $21,584. Let this be your daily reminder. Time to move towards estate planning. Time to move towards estate planning. Boop, boop. Time to move towards estate planning. I'm just telling you. Adam Burrs is going to be at the boot camp. You need to be around Adam Burrs. He's going to make it so simple for you to get into estate planning that you'll be like, I can't believe I find myself all the money I've missed in the meantime. Like, I'm just telling you, if you're not getting into estate planning, you are fining yourself. You might as well write a fine every day. Because the big money is in estate planning. So way to go, Adam Burge. Can't wait to see you guys this weekend as well. Top 5 paychecks last week. Mr. Mike Guerra depositing $5,038.93. Mr. Mark Hutchison depositing $5,560.07. David Helgeson depositing $5,965.92. Nick Greco depositing $7,072.04. Number one paycheck of the week, Earl Harden, $8,531.60. Way to go, Earl. I got to text him when I get off this call. I'm fired up for Earl. Recruiting last week, Base Shop putting in 3 direct completed fast tracks. Look at the agents with new contracts last week. You got Cleo and Vaughn both with 1 direct. The Base Shop and Adam and City Burge both with 3 directs. Irma Moss Bryant coming in 5 direct new contracted agents last week. Way to go, Irma. That is awesome. Pre-licensing last week, Irma contracted 5 people and put 2 into licensing. That's awesome. I'm fired up for you, Irma. Base Shop also put 2 into licensing. And again, if you're putting people into pre-licensing, you got to let us know because we don't get data from the pre-licensing companies. Alrighty. Travel schedule. As mentioned earlier, I will be in San Diego, California, August 12th. We got the boot camp coming up here at the office. I'm telling you. Well, just give me one last plug. Get yourself to the boot camp. I'm telling you. All right, August 19th, I'll be in Stamford, Connecticut. And I mentioned that meeting earlier in the call. August 25th, coming in Detroit, Michigan. And August 22nd, San Diego, California. September travel schedule to soon be released. All right, so here's the thing. Integrity, which is our parent company, Integrity Marketing, they have the Integrity Life Center. They want to navigate our business to and through the Integrity Life Center. So to incentivize that move, they are giving $1,000 to every agent who pays an app through the Integrity Life Center before November 14th. And I say, okay, good, I got to November 14th. I'm telling you, pretend like it's the end of the week. If you don't do it by the end of the week, it's over. It's over. I'm telling you. I just sometimes with people like November 14th, and then this is what gets people in trouble, right? You guys know me. Early is on time is late, and late is, of course, the aforementioned late. So do it early. Don't be one of these people who comes down to the deadline. It's like, well, it got issue paid on it should have counted for. Oh, it should have counted for. Oh, but I should still. Don't be a deadline pleader. Drives me crazy. No, I mean, I love deadline pleaders. I love everybody. I believe we are all a miraculous creation, and so I love everybody. But God, they annoy the heck out of me. These deadline complainers with the trip too. This one should have counted. It's like, why'd you wait till December? Crazy. I mean, I guess technically, if you signed up December 1st, then you could run close to the deadline. But God, don't do that. Don't run close to the November 14th deadline. You'll forget. It'll come upon you, and you'll miss $1,000. Plus, I'd rather have $1,000 this week than next week, right? I'd rather have $1,000 this week than 2 weeks from now. I'd rather have $1,000 this week than 3 weeks from now. Dang sure would rather have $1,000 this week than 4 weeks from now. Does it make sense? Like, just get it done by the end of the week. Let's get it done. So here's what I want. On Discord, when you get your 10th in, post your picture and say, I got my 10, I'm getting my grand. I got my 10, I'm getting my grand. Now, to be clear, I don't know how to do it. So I am going to watch and learn from Omar because I'm getting my $1,000. And he said, well, Stephen, you make millions of dollars. It's a free $1,000. I'm not an idiot. You'd have to be an idiot to turn down a free $1,000. I'm going to do 10 apps through the Integrity Life Center and get my 1,000. It would just blow my mind if you don't get yours. So, Omar, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to pay attention, and I'll probably have you walk me through it again after the call just to make sure I know what to do. But because I'm going to get my 1,000. You get yours, I'm going to get mine. All right, Omar.
All right, I got you. Appreciate you, boss. Yeah, y'all. So you're already writing business anyway, right? So you might as well keep doing what you're doing. Just do it easier and make more money, right? So I'm going to share my screen here. Make sure I do it correctly. Boom, bow. That should do it. I'm sure Chandler will let me know if I screwed that up somehow. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is show you guys like how to get there because it's on the arc, like all things that we use. And there's a lot of cool things that we're not going to talk about on this call, but get with me and book a time with me. I want to show you some stuff because there's a couple of reasons you should be using this platform if you're not, right? So log into the arc. Here we are under my business. You see Integrity Life Center drop down menu here. So obviously, if you're not signed up, you'll do that. It's super easy to do it. And once you do get signed up, I'm going to walk you guys quickly through just a basic quote on here and show you how it connects to the e-apps. And it's really important for a workflow standpoint because if you're doing this remotely, if you're doing it, even if you're doing it seeing clients face to face, it's just a much easier way to move from quote to application, right? It minimizes the clicks, right? So here we are. I've set up my dashboard and most of my stuff's not connected. I just connected a few things to be able to demo this for you guys. So there's a lot on this dashboard. You get a free phone number. You can call and text through it. It's really cool. But I'm going to show you guys how to do a quote. Now, the trick is here. You can do a quote regardless if the client is in your CRM or not. If you want to move to the e-app, their information has to be saved inside the CRM here. So it's super easy to do. You just create a contact, go to contacts, and it'll let you create one. If you have leads from an outside vendor, you can import it. There's training on how to do that. It's super simple. So again, if you want to quote someone, just do a quick quote. Very easy to do that. I'm going to walk you through it, but I'm going to show you how to move from the quote to the e-app and how simple that is. And in order to do that, they have to actually be a contact created in the CRM. Y'all with me? So, okay, so I'm going to go to my newly created contact here, Sandler Davis, not to be confused with Chandler Davies, not the same person, I promise. So I'm going to click here. When I click on them, there's just a whole lot of stuff going on, but the information that I entered in is all here. All the information is there that I entered under their contact. But again, we are focusing on the quote. So I'm going to go ahead and start this quote here. Select the product category. Sandler is 66, so we're going to be looking at final expense for him. 5'5", might have some height issues. Let's bump that up to 5'10". That should get it done. All right, so everything's already here from the content that I created, right? So nothing crazy going on here. Male, height, weight, date of birth, tobacco user, we'll say no. Now, this is where I am going to put in just one random condition because you need to see how this works. This is different from the insurance toolkits, right? It works a little bit differently. It looks a little bit different. The types of questions that it asked after you put in any type of ailment's a little bit different as well, but it ends up with the same result. So I'll kind of show you guys this here. So I'm going to start with the good old trusty diabetes. We run into that a lot, too much. Right? Date of last treatment, just like on the toolkit, if they're currently taking meds for it, which in this case, I'm going to say that he is, I'm just going to just current date that. We are being treated currently. So now this is where I think the integrity quoter has a leg up on the toolkit quoter just a little bit because it's asking questions that it's going to affect their eligibility, right? So if you were diagnosed with diabetes before age 20, that's going to change some things for you, right? Maybe not so much with final expense, but if you were looking at any other product, that would matter, right? So were I diagnosed before 20, let's say no, keep that easy. Before 30, it's very thorough. Say no. Now, this is where it gets interesting too. So this question here, if you guys can read that, if you can see it, it's asking about heart issues, blindness, coma, hypertension, basically any complications related to diabetes or common ones, or things that could happen alongside of it. So this reads more like a health question on the e-app, right? I've already gamed it out. It doesn't answer the e-app questions for you, but it's interesting that they get so granular on the front end because that way we don't find any surprises on the back end, right? So again, the toolkit quoter is pretty good. I had no issues with it, but I've never seen it ask a question like this with so many different things added in there, like you'll see on an e-app. So I think that's important. We'll say no. We're moving on. More than 50 units of daily insulin. I say no. Insulin dependent prior to age 30. Again, final expense, not super, super important, but if you're looking at other products, it would. So even though we just answered all those questions, right? It's going to ask us again. And this is why I chose this one because diabetes is pretty common. We see it a lot. So I just answered all no to all those questions and it's asking me again. But there is an extra option here. So I'm going to click this one and say he was diagnosed after age 40. Insulin dependent. We'll say no. Maybe he's on metformin or something. And again, you see a lot of repeating type of questions, not exactly the same thing, but it's trying to catch you, right? It's trying to make sure that we're not getting any surprises. I'm sure you guys have had that happen. You get to the e-app and then you get caught with one of the questions on the e-app, right? Because it didn't come up prior to getting there. So that's why you see a little bit of repetition, but I'm not mad at it, frankly. It'll save you time later. Not a smoker. Again, EAP type question, right? Heart attack, stroke? Nope. So now it's going to let me add this condition. I'm going to say that Sandler's relatively healthy, just got a little touch of the sugar. He's all right. We'll put him down here. All right, so we got our conditions. Now, I just like the toolkit quoter, you can use conditions or you can use meds, right? Meds are better if you have them. But I'm just going to go ahead and move on to our quote. This is also important. In order for all your carriers to show up, you have to connect them. Again, there's training on how to do that through Integrity. I think Robbie and Clay have a call that shows you how to connect your carriers. So you're only seeing carriers that you have writing numbers with. So you don't want to be distracted by things they can't get. Um, so as you're seeing, I just kept it at 15,000 just so you can see all the pricing, right? Just scrolling through, you can see the differences. Now, we all know there's very little differences across product classes between the ratings, preferred, standards, all pretty similar here. But I have practiced with Transamerica, so that's what we're going to go with. So Transamerica standard, I'm pretty sure Sandler could get something preferred based on what we put in, but we move on. So now this is the big deal right here. So you guys know what you'd have to do in any normal circumstance. I got my quoter in probably a separate window somewhere, and then I quote them up. And then once I get the quote, they say, yes, I want to buy that 15,000. Now we've got to go to another window or another tab you have open to go to the ARC and go to your e-apps and then log into the carrier and then log into the e-app, right? Several steps to get to the e-app. What I just did was continued to the e-app. It took me straight to the iGo e-app platform. I did not have to log into Transamerica. I didn't have to log into their e-app. It took me straight here. It's got the right product that I already chose. It's got all of Sandler's information, right? So I don't have to re-enter that. And obviously, Sandler's not a real person, so it's not going to let us do the full app. But I do want to show you a couple super quick things when we actually move into the app. So again, one click, straight into the application. If you're doing this remotely, you know how big a deal that is, right? As far as workflow and efficiency. So of course, you got to be verified here. What I want to look at is, here we go. So again, Sandler's information that I put in my CRM carried over directly into the e-app, right? I don't have to put this information in again. And I'm sure some of y'all are sighing like relief right now because you know what that's like. You've had this whole conversation, you put the information in and quote them, and now we got to do it again, right? So here you don't have to do that. So if you guys have done Transamerica, you know they make you verify the customer information. That's not going to work because he's not real. But I did want to show you guys this, and you can see how easy it is to move from quoting to the e-app. And now we're here, right? We're right where we need to be. It's a way more efficient, and you know when you're doing this from again remotely or in person, right? Time is important, right? We don't want to spend time clicking through windows and going through screens when we can just go from quote straight into the e-app, and it helps with the close too, right? There's not this weirdo 2 or 3 minutes from yes, I want to buy this to getting into the e-app. We can just move right to it, right? So there's not that awkward, weird moment of just kind of loading screens, right? So that's basically it, guys. And again, it's super easy to get set up on this. I encourage everybody to do this. And again, if you're already writing these policies, they're going to give you an extra grand for doing 10 apps through this process here. And there's been tons of training on it, tons of videos on it, but just get with me. If there's a lot of really, really cool things on here that we don't have time to talk about right now, that's going to be huge for you and your business, you need to know about it. So, but as far as quoting to e-app, that's it in a nutshell. And you guys will get it quickly, right? It's just like anything, quality reps.
I love it. I love it. So not only is it an extra $1,000, it also makes your life easier.
Mm, that's right.
Man, I would drop the other quoter tool like a bad habit. There's just no sense in using it now. Um,
Right.
in fact, henceforth, you are all here for the proclamation. Henceforth, this is how we will bring on all new agents, Omar. So,
I got it.
as of
Sounds
now,
good.
mark the time. It was 1:19 on August the 11th when the other insurance quoter tool died. Let's just
Can
bring it.
do.
There's no sense. It simplifies. It simplifies the process. Carries all that right through for you. I
Mhm.
figured it would be simpler. That's why I was like, I wanted to see it too because I'm like, I need to
Yep.
know how to do it.
Yep.
I
Way
figured it'd be
better.
simpler because Integrity's tech is just so. I mean, their tech department. I can't. That's why I can't wait to take a field trip. Take the whole staff out to Integrity. Just so you see their technology team. It's insane what they've got. So. Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no,
you. All righty. So let's get into the other content. Here's what I want to talk about today. The difference between winning and losing is in your daily agenda. Whether or not today is a winning day for you will have everything to do with the agenda. Here's what I'm trying to do. I am, like you, running out of days, right? We can't go back in time. There's two things I wish we could do: go back in time and actually create alchemy. But like where no one else knew we could do those things, because then we could, run everything. But yeah, you can't go back in time. So when you have a losing day, that's in the forever loss column. That's in the forever loss column because you can't get it back. But when you have a winning day, guess what? That's also in the forever column because you can't go back and undo it. So the difference between you having a winning day and a losing day has everything to do with your daily agenda. Now, the difference between you having a winning week and a losing week is how many winning days did we stack up and how many losing days did we stack up. If we won more days than we lost, then we had a winning week. My goal is to go 7-0 every single week. How do you have a winning month? You have more winning weeks than losing weeks. My goal is to stack up nothing but wins. That's what I wake up every day and try to do, is stack up another win. Now, sometimes things happen, right? Just unforeseen occurrence. Things like that happens and it can throw off a day. I get it. But here's the deal. I don't want to lose a day just from the lack of discipline to prepare and execute. I don't want to lose a day just from the lack of preparedness and not being willing to execute. I don't want to lose a day because of that. Will you end up having some losing days because something bad happened? Yes. But I'm not going to let it be because I wasn't prepared. I'm not going to let it be because I didn't have the gumption and the willingness to stick to what I'm supposed to do and do it when I'm supposed to do it in the spirit of service I'm supposed to do it in. I'm not going to have a losing day because I am unwilling to do that. Not going to happen. Not on my watch, man. Don't let it happen on your watch. Like I said, there will be just unforeseen things that happen. But don't lose a day because you didn't prepare and execute. Does that make sense? Like, I'm pleading with you. And the difference between high performers and low performers has everything to do with the agenda. It's funny, like low performers, and you're a high performer, I'm a high performer. Low performers will say stuff to us like, I just don't know how you get it all done. I just don't know how, I just can't see how you get it all done. It's not that hard, dummy. I've got a heck of a schedule and I stick to it. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. Didn't say it's easy, but it's not hard. Does that make sense? So, high performers have a tight agenda of the right things. Low performers, they like to see where the day takes them. Low performers, they don't have a bedtime, they don't have a get up time. Low performers don't have a schedule. They've got a general hazy outline of, I know what I'm supposed to do today. Here's the problem. If you introduce inconsistency, then you invite inconsistency. So if you introduced inconsistency into your day, don't be confused when the results are inconsistent. We get frustrated with just God today. But did I introduce inconsistency? Did I go to bed at a different time and get up at a different time than I'm normally supposed to, than I should, than my calendar? See, I'm introducing inconsistency, so then on the back side, I cannot be shocked if I have inconsistent outcomes. I want consistent, steady outcomes. So I work my best, not perfect, work my best to make sure I'm not the one that introduces the inconsistencies. Does that make sense? So here's why. Write this down. Busyness is not the same thing as effectiveness. Busyness is not the same thing as effectiveness. People are busy. Low performing, broke people, low performers that have just get nothing done in their life, they're busy. But they're not effective. They're busy with the wrong stuff. They got a full day. They got full calendars. They're not sitting around twiddling their thumbs. They fill their calendar with a bunch of stuff that doesn't get them any further along in life. So being busy is not the same thing as being effective. So, what is in a high performer's schedule? There's some very important things that you cannot leave out. Part of the reason high performers get up earlier than everybody else is because they've got all these things on their calendar. High performers get up earlier than everybody else because they got all these things they got to get done. Jeremico told us on this call or another call. I remember him saying it somewhere that when he quit sleeping until 10 a.m., his whole production, his whole business changed. See, that's the problem in this business. You can sleep until 10 a.m. I can sleep until 10 a.m. I'm always confused when people not as far along in the journey are sleeping in. I'm always confused. I'm like, that's confusing. To me, that's confusing, right? It's very confusing that they're not any further along in the journey, but they got all this leisure time. I'm confused. Does that make sense? But that's why top performers get up early, because they got stuff they got to get done. So what is on a high performer's schedule? Number one thing, personal growth. High performers have personal growth scheduled into their day every single day. Every single day they have personal growth scheduled into their day. What is personal growth? Personal growth is reading. Personal growth is taking time to think on and meditate on the stuff you're reading. Personal growth is taking time to make yourself better, get yourself better every single day. So, do you need to get up 30 minutes earlier? Then go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Does that make sense? Cut out. What do you need to cut out so that every day you have personal growth in your calendar? Now, here's where you don't want to do personal growth. During the income producing hours, right? Personal growth is a get up early, get it done. You don't do it during the income producing hours, you do it before. If you don't have a personal growth plan, then your plan is to not make much progress. If you don't have a personal growth plan, then your plan is to not progress. If you want to progress in life, you have to have a personal growth plan. It's got to be a part of your daily agenda. Here's another thing that's got to be a part of your daily agenda. You have to have physical fitness in your daily agenda. All high performers have physical fitness in their daily agenda. And you say, that's not true. I know one guy that doesn't. Okay, fine. There's one outlier out there. You win. Now what do you get? A lifetime of being less fit than you could be. But you win. I'm telling you, if you want to, see, I want to win in all the stuff that matters. And I know if I don't have fitness in my routine every single day, I know that I am making myself actively less healthy moving forward. I'll say it again. If I don't have fitness in my routine every single day, I am actively making myself less healthy moving forward. You've got to have fitness you've got to have some sort of fitness. And again, well, when am I going to do that? I got to make all these calls. You get up earlier. It's simple, man. You get up earlier. I know some people that do their fitness super late. I don't do that because it messes with my sleep rhythm, but if it works for them, do it. If that works for you, you do you, boo-boo, right? If that works for you, do that. But you've got to have some sort of fitness in your routine every single day. Now, once you have those blocks in, then it's fill the calendar with what I call IPAs. Income producing activities. I know here in Asheville, we've got like a crazy number of breweries per capita. I'm not talking about those IPAs. I'm talking about income producing activities. Those activities that directly produce income. Now, what you need to do is dial that down to stuff that only you can do. It blows my mind when high performers are messing with pending business and other things like that. It's like, why are you doing that? Hire someone to do that. Get someone to do it. So I just started. Talk someone into doing it for you. You got to do the income producing activities and the activities that only you can do. So when you look at my calendar, it's only the stuff I can do. In other words, if someone else can do it at least 80% as good as me, then it gets delegated. So what is the stuff that only I can do? What is the stuff that only you can do? Pending ain't one of them, man. I'm telling you that right now, right? Selling and recruiting. Those are the things that you fill your day with, those income producing activities. Don't stretch an activity to fill the time. Condense the activity to fit the time. Does that make sense? In other words, you could make 50 dials and do it over 5 hours, or you could do it all in 1 hour. There's a thing called Parkinson's law that kills low performers. Parkinson's law states the thing will grow to fill the void in which it sits. I'll say it again. The thing will grow to fill the void in which it sits. So, if you've got an hour to make 10 phone calls, guess how long it'll take to make those 10 phone calls? An hour. There's parts of your routine and my routine that we got to look at and go, is it really supposed to take that long? Because if not, we need to make a change. And I just found some time. All right. Now, as you build your agenda, and Omar does great training on this, there'll be great training this weekend at the boot camp. Adam Burge is going to do a training specific to remote selling schedule, how to have a winning remote selling schedule. He's going to do specific training. We're going to videotape it this weekend at the boot camp. Once you build your calendar, an effective agenda starts the night before. Here's what I will do tonight, and I'm encouraging you. Please join me. Please join me. Here's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to look at my calendar and my agenda for tomorrow. I do it every night. I look at my calendar and my agenda for the following day. Then I do this for some specific reasons. The first thing is I'm going to look at it and I'm going to study it and see if I can tighten it up. Where can I improve this? Then I'm going to think about what I've got to do. I'm going to walk through what I'm doing tomorrow. As I think through what I'm doing tomorrow, I'm going to rehearse success in every single activity. So I'll look at my calendar. These are my appointments for the day. I'm rehearsing success in every agenda item. If my 9 a.m. appointment is Sandler Davis and I need to sell him a policy, I'm going to look at that part of my calendar, close my eyes, and rehearse success. Visualize me winning that spot on the calendar. Because remember, I'm trying to win the day because I'm trying to stack up as many wins as I can, right? We cannot do anything about the past. So I'm trying to stack tomorrow for a winning day. So if it's an interview with an agent, if it's someone somebody in depth is like, you got to talk to this guy, and they're on my calendar. I'm looking at the notes I've got. If someone in the base shop, they put notes on my, and I'm looking at it, I'm going to rehearse success. Then I'm going to write down 5 things I'm excited to do tomorrow. I'm going to write down 5 things I'm excited to do tomorrow. So I've looked at my agenda. I've looked for anything I could tighten up. I've thought it through. I've rehearsed success. Now I'm going to physically write down 5 things I'm excited about tomorrow. Here's what that does. That will start your day on purpose. You will start the day. Just watch what it does tomorrow. In fact, hey, post it on Discord. Text me. I'd send it to me. Say, dude, I did that. I woke up excited. When I get people to do this, I'll get messages like, I haven't woken up this excited in 20 years. And I go, oh my God. We can't get those 20 years back, but dear God, let's not do that again moving forward. Let's start every day excited and on purpose. That will give you that fuel and that fire that high performers have and low performers don't. And then here's the last thing I'll give you with my daily agenda, and I'm encouraging you to come with me on this journey. Make this change. Leave 0 room in your schedule for dumb stuff. People do dumb stuff not because they're dumb people, not because they want to mess up their life. They do dumb stuff because they weren't busy at what they should have been busy at. I'll say it again. People do dumb stuff not because they're dumb, not because they want to mess up their life. They do dumb stuff because they weren't busy doing what they were supposed to do, when they were supposed to do it, in the spirit of service in which it should have been done. If you do that, life is simpler. Life is better. You will get more out of life. Again, we cannot go back in time, but dear God, let's stack up a win today. Let's stack up a win tomorrow. Let's stack up a winning week. Let's get back together on the Monday message and go, you know what, Stephen, I won last week. I stacked up another winning week. This week, I'm going to stack up another winning week because I'm going to stack on stacks on stacks on stacks. Guys, I'm telling you, this stuff works for me. please put it into place for you. Guys, Holly and I love you. We want you to win more than you can possibly imagine. Get yourself to the boot camp. Just figure it out. Get here for the boot camp. It's going to be awesome. If you're in California, get to the San Diego meeting. I cannot wait to see you. Let's get this thing going like crazy, guys. We have got just a little bit left in this year. September is going to be upon us before we know it, and then we're in the back four. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get after it.